Welcome all to our today's Talking Mulesoft episode 2. And today we have a very, very special guest. He's one of the 26 Mulesoft ambassadors in the world. And he holds all the certifications which Mulesoft has to offer. He's a senior integration developer. And he runs his own YouTube channel, which is one of the most followed YouTube channels on Mulesoft. And with more than 10,000 subscribers, it's called Mulesoft-Techzone. And so our today's guest is Sravan Lingam. So it's a great honor for me to welcome Shravan to our today's episode, because when I started my journey on Mulesoft last year, Shravan's videos were a great help to me, and I hope they help you too if you plan to go ahead with Mulesoft. So welcome Shravan to our today's episode. It's a great honor to have you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Aditya, for having me.
Mhm. The agenda for our today's session is basically laying out a 5-step journey to basically how you can become a Mulesoft developer. And Shravan is going to basically give us those pointers, how you can actually approach Mulesoft. In the last episode, we had Mary telling us about Mulesoft in layman's terms and what are the different career opportunities in Mulesoft. And today, Shravan will basically guide us how you can get Mulesoft certified and get started with the development, and how it can open a world of opportunities for you. So I prepared a list of questions for Shravan, and let's get started with it. So Shravan, first of all, I would ask you to tell us something about your life journey, like how you got into Mulesoft, how and when you started with it, and what were you doing before this? Were you in a different domain or something? So please, let our audience know something about you.
Sure. So my life journey until now has been smooth and wonderful. I have really wonderful parents who gave me everything what I wanted and needed. And I have very good set of friends and family who continuously encourage me all the time. And that's one of the reasons that I am in this position today. Basically, I hail from Hyderabad, Telangana in India. I have graduated in electronics and communication engineering. I was a topper of my batch with 84 percentage, and I didn't have anything in my mind on what to do next after my graduation. So I used to apply for all PSU exams, and then I heard that Infosys was hiring freshers, like it's off-campus recruitment. I can still remember our written test was held in September 2014 and interview was held in October 2014. I got offer letter in December and then I joined Infi in 2015. So in 2015 January. So it was a long process. But yeah, if you might have already heard, as a fresher, the experience with Infosys is always special. So the training, the bondings, I still miss it. And yeah, I was trained in Java initially. I was a Java developer and I worked for around 9 months on a project where I got a chance to work on Spring MVC, Hibernate, AngularJS, Bootstrap, and some Google-based UI frameworks. So within 9 months, I got a chance to explore everything. And then actually, I'm more interested in designing the UI part, and I still love it. Then after 9 months, that's when my Mulesoft journey started, and I started working in Mulesoft from 2016. And I started with Mule 3.7 version, if I recollect correctly. And yeah, now currently I'm working with Mule 4.3 version. After 3.8 years, I left Infosys and I joined Virtusa. Even Virtusa was a great place for me to work, which I had an amazing team of friends and leadership who continuously encouraged me. Meanwhile, I have become a Mulesoft leader for Hyderabad in my journey, and I guess in the year 2017, and then eventually I have become Mulesoft ambassador. Now I have joined Millennium early this year, and currently I'm working in Poland. And as usual, this is an amazing place for me to work, and I'm getting a chance to explore many things over here. Well, now I have overall 7 years of IT experience, and in MuleSoft, I can say I have close to 6+ years of experience. That's all about my journey in a quick way.
Yeah, that was great, Shravan. And it's really inspiring for all of you, people who are thinking about joining Mulesoft, and how you have basically traveled so far in 6 years, right? And people take time to reach that level, become an architect. They take around 10 years of experience, 8 to 10 years of experience, and you are already there, right? So,
Yeah.
so there's great huge opportunity which is there in MuleSoft. If you know the right skills, if you have the right skills, there is no barrier, there is no glass ceiling here. You can always, progress pretty much, yeah, faster. So that's great, Shravan. And let's start with about this MuleSoft journey, like how we can actually, if there is someone newbie, and how we can actually become a MuleSoft developer. So for that, like, are there any prerequisites for this? Like, do you have to know any programming language, let's say Java? You talked about Spring Boot and these things, right? So are these things really required? Because from what I know, that MuleSoft is basically Java and Spring Boot under the hood, right? It uses that a lot, and it's built on top of that. So are these, knowledge of these technologies actually required, or you can go ahead with it, like if you do not have experience in coding?
Yeah, actually, I have worked on Spring Boot, not in MuleSoft, but well, this is a common question that I always come across. So I can give a straight and short answer to it. Mule, the runtime engine of any point platform, is a Java-based enterprise service bus and an integration platform. Now, coming to your question, do we need Java expertise? Then straight answer is no. It's not mandatory to have Java for sure, but having knowledge of Java has its own added advantages, right? So when it comes, for example, creating a custom connector, you need to know Java. So guys, don't worry whether even if you don't know Java, that's fine. You can still learn MuleSoft. People from different backgrounds. I came across people who are from recruitment background or HR background, or people from Linux, Oracle, those technologies. They started learning MuleSoft, and they are doing really good in MuleSoft. So Mule is very easy to learn. Trust me.
Yeah, I take your word on that, because actually even I have interviewed people at my company, at my workplace, people who were coming from the HR background. Once I got to interview one government employee, and she was basically a civil engineer, and she was also interested into MuleSoft, and she had prepared and cleared MCD on her own. So that was really great. Like, anyone can do it. She was a government employee, working as a civil engineer for 9 years. And then too, she was able to move to MuleSoft world, and she took that chance. This is something really, amazing, that you can, without any coding knowledge, you can actually move into the tech world, and MuleSoft opens that door for you. So
all the donkey work is being done by MuleSoft, so don't have to worry.
yeah, yeah. So again, so is coding required? Like, you already mentioned that the people from recruitment background are doing it, but is coding like really required? What is the average time spent coding when you are actually working on MuleSoft? How much time do you spend on coding?
Okay. So, well, I have a question. Like, if there is no code required, why would you think that they need developers, right? So, every technology you work with has some part of coding for sure. So, the format of coding might be different, right? So, when it comes to MuleSoft, as most of you know, we design the flows by dragging and dropping, and we configure the connectivity details and all. If you speak specifically about coding, then I would say yes, there is something called data view. The data view part is the only tricky part where you have this coding part, but again, it's very easy and fun to learn. And coming to your next question, like how long does it take to learn MuleSoft, isn't it? So this is another common question I frequently encounter, so I have an answer for it.
But
So
actually, I did not go through that question till.
okay, cut it. Yeah. Give us a
Okay,
second.
fine. All right. So we'll cut that part, please.
Yeah.
So so Shravan, as you mentioned that data weave, something about data weave, right? So this data weave, does it require any, like, do you have to know Java for it specifically, or knowledge of any programming language works to learn this data
No,
weave thing?
no, data wave itself is a separate language, and no, you don't need to have Java knowledge. It is like very simple, basic code syntaxes. All that you need to do is remember the syntax. So the only best way to get a grip on data view is on different platforms. You try to answer them, try to solve those puzzles. It will be easy way for you. Definitely, data is also a very easy language that you can learn. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Also, on this data weave thing, I got real help when I was seeing the videos of Mulesoft-Techzone, which basically is the channel that Shravan runs. And also, there are other channels too that you can find, YouTube channels, and there are forums where you can take help on data weave. And there are some data weave playlists that you can find on YouTube, and you can practice on them. But again, this is something, data weave, since you are coding it, So if you just watch the videos, you won't actually learn anything, right? So as Google, I I was able to learn it, right? So it's very very simple. And yeah, so let's go to the next question, which is about like how long does it take to learn MuleSoft? Like, is it like one time, or do you need a lot of preparation behind it, like people do for full stack development or front end or back end? Does it require like a like massive experience, or you can just learn it in a short while?
Okay. So when it comes to development part, again, I don't want to give a wrong statements here.
Mhm.
Only when it comes to development part, yes, this is another common question I encounter. I have an answer for it. So how long does it takes to learn MuleSoft? I would say on an average with 1 month, like 30 days to get good hands-on experience. When I say 3 hours, it's not about watching videos or reading articles. You have to put your hands to do practice. Hands-on is very important to learn any technologies. It's not like only MuleSoft. If you want to learn something, you have to have hands-on practice. So I keep saying in the videos also, right, that watching or reading doesn't help. Even if you watch all 24 hours a day, it doesn't help. So please do practice. We have our studio which is open source and free of cost, and all that you need is to spend 3 hours per day, 1 hour to watch the sessions, and 2 hours on hands only. And at least this format is working from the sessions which I have delivered in Mulesoft-Techzone. So yeah,
Uh-huh.
that is based on the experience that I heard from folks.
Mhm. All right, all right. So yeah, folks, it does not take a lot of time, and you can learn it in a month, so which is great, right? Now, so you said that you can learn it, you can watch videos and then do some practice. But where can we find this content? What is the best way to like learn MuleSoft? What are the ways that I mean people can get a structured learning, right? I mean there are videos that you can find, but they would be unstructured, right? You are learning data wave at one point, and then you are learning about some other new concept, right? But
Yeah.
they are not very structured form of content, right? Step by step. So is there any way that they can like have a structured journey in learning MuleSoft?
Okay, so most of you know that MuleSoft is providing the best self-paced training for free, of course, for the development course, and it has modules, assignments, walkthroughs, and mock tests. You would be easily able to learn with the help of these courses. And again, as it's self-paced training, if you still have some doubts, there are many YouTube channels that have videos of MuleSoft for beginners, which has very good content. And one of them, of course, it's mine, Mulesoft-Techzone. I have created a series of videos. I think there are 10 videos, and I have structured in a way that it will be easy for beginners to learn. Actually, I have to thank Amit Singh, who is a Salesforce MVP, who encouraged me to start this channel. And yes, we had a plan of training folks who comes from different technologies or who are like freshers, and it was a huge success. I can still see messages coming from folks saying that they have cleared certification exams, or they have cleared interviews and got it. So yeah, it feels good when somebody is benefited by us. Well, keeping my promotions apart now, as I already said, like there is a Mulesoft official training, and there are a number of videos, blogs, over the internet. And we have a very good, strong community, Mulesoft community, who can extend their support to the ones who are looking for the support. So, yep,
Mhm.
that's the best I can say. It's free.
Yeah. So to summarize what Shravan said, there are two ways. I mean, right, Shravan, that you can go to a instructor-led training if you need support from instructors, but they will of course come at a cost. But then there is a free self-paced training. So MuleSoft gives you all that content for free, and you can go ahead, spend time on it, watch the videos which are there, and then solve the DIY exercises, which are really really helpful. If you do hands-on solving those DIY exercises, I mean, you are very good to clear the certification exam, which will come at the end of it. Yeah, and again, for extra reading, there are so many articles on that you can find on internet, and you can read about them. And of course, there are videos to help, right? So,
Yep.
all right. So how difficult is MuleSoft certification, Shravan? Like, if you compare it with some other certification exams, how difficult would MuleSoft be?
Okay. So, well, a straight answer. As I already said, if you're not having hands-on experience, then I would say it's highly difficult. But if you are making your hands dirty with coding, definitely with self-placed courses by MuleSoft and the content available on YouTube, it is very easy to crack the exam. Trust me that.
Okay. Okay, so that should be really encouraging for the young developers out there, right? Because the content is there for you. You just have to go
Yep.
through it and get your hands dirty, and that's all. And you can learn this in a
That's
month, right? So, so can you describe the certification exam process? Like, is it because right now we have moved into a virtual world? So, is there like because I know that earlier there were some Mulesoft exam centers that people had to visit, and then they had to write their certification exam there. But what is happening right now since we have moved into a virtual world because of COVID situation? So, how does the exam happen now?
okay. So as you said, like during this pandemic time, from past 2 years, we are having all exams online. There are no exam centers, and it's totally online. So before going into the exam process, I would like to say that especially I'm talking about developer certification, not architect level certification. Mulesoft is providing another wonderful opportunity that if you are completing these self-placed courses, if you are completing your walkthroughs, and if you're completing your mock test, and if the course is 100% complete, then Mulesoft is providing you with a free two attempts. Okay, so it's free of cost, I can say. So if you just complete the course, you will be awarded with two free items, which is actually, I think, if I'm not wrong, it is at $50 worth of
Mhm.
exams.
Yeah, I
So
think it's
don't,
$150. Yeah, but
yeah,
Mulesoft is providing a free, so that's really
right.
good. Yeah.
So yeah, and the other option, the other way around is there are a lot of meetups that are being conducted by Mulesoft community. So for every meetup, mostly will there will be a trivia quiz that will be conducted at the end of the session. So if you are going to win if you are one of the winners of trivia quiz, you will be getting a chance for a free instructor led training. And if you are attending this, so this is a star point. Okay, if you are attending that training, then only you will be awarded with a free examination attempt. So without attending the training, they are not going to give that. So that is another way of
Mhm.
having an attempt for developer certification. And there is no voucher concept. A lot of them keep on asking me, Sravan, do you have any vouchers with me? I'm not holding any vouchers, guys. No one is holding any vouchers. The voucher concept is gone long back. If you want to buy a voucher, I mean, if you want to buy an exam, it's directly you have to go to the training portal and purchase the exam. Directly the exam will be enrolled to you. There is no voucher concept. If people are saying that they have vouchers, and if they are asking for money and all, don't trust them. Okay, I have told you how to get free attempts as well for developer certification, and the other way around. So please use these options. And when it comes to online exam, right, so online plotted exam, so we have a separate software for that. So we have to install this. The instructions are very clear, guys. Also, there is one of my videos in Mulesoft-Techzone, a to training platform, there I have explained it clearly. Guys, read the instructions carefully. It's very clear. All that what we have the habit is we just click on I agree and then submit without reading the instructions. So instructions are pretty clear. Try to read the instructions and set up your infrastructure a day before. Have very good internet with you, the speed. And make sure that your laptop is charged. Even if you are losing the power, you have your backup. And also a mobile internet which is like very high speed in case if you have any um, problem with your power and all. So these two are very important. I follow that. I have a backup. I'll keep my 100% charge into my laptop. I'll make sure that I have 4G internet or 5G internet on my mobile, so that if my power or Wi-Fi goes down, immediately I can switch on. And then very important thing, please carry ID proof, government ID proof from whichever location you are. Okay, that is very important. And there is a rule that you have to definitely take an exam on a table, and you have to be sitting on a chair. And your environment has to be clear, like no one has to be beside you. They will ask you to show around you, because there are chances, as this is online protected exam, right? uh, Very hard. There are some things happened earlier. So just wanted to make sure to keep everything in place. They used to check. And even while you are writing exam, don't turn your head here and there, or else you will be
Yeah.
asked to turn around your camera, and there are chances that they will end your exam if you are trying to do some malpractice. right? So read the instruction properly. You have around, I am not sure, it's been long time that I have written, probably 120 minutes, right? The
Yeah,
exam
yeah,
is.
yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I wrote it recently. So it's a 2 hour exam, guys. And yeah, it's online proctored. So you have to, I mean, yeah, as Shravan mentioned, look at the camera. They will, at the start, the proctor will actually check your surroundings. Your room should be, like, there should not be anyone in your room, and your door should be closed. So that no one actually enters in between, right? Because that would be considered as a malpractice, like someone has entered. I mean, so it's a red flag. So even if that person is, let's say, your family member, so yeah, but that would be a red flag. So just keep your nose closed while you are giving the exams, and it's just a 2 hour exam. And if you have done your practice thoroughly, I don't think it will take 1 hour, because I took 1 hour to complete the exam. So yeah.
But I still insist, guys, if you are not sure about, you know, right, how you have given the exam. So if you're still not sure, just wait for 120 minutes, go
Mhm,
through the question and again read properly, because sometimes the question you think it might be very easy, but it will be very tricky. For example, when it comes to data weave or some,
mhm,
you feel like, oh, this is very small. For example, if you have a question on property file, right, you'll think, oh, this is
mhm,
very question. Then you will be missing that you are using a small braces or flower braces. So don't be in a hurry. Even if you fail for the first attempt, don't get down. Okay. So try to memorize, try to do hands-on. What are the things that it went wrong, and yes, you have a second attempt for sure, which is absolutely for free. So try to utilize your time in reading the question carefully. Okay. Yeah, that I can say. These are the things which you need to keep in mind. Definitely, instructions are very helpful. Everything is pretty clear. If you have
mhm.
any issues, like the exam got ended abruptly, you can always try to reach out to trainingops@mulesoft.com. They will always get back to you.
All right. Thanks, Shawan, for that. That was a really great insight about how Mulesoft exam certification process exactly works. So apart from the two ways that you mentioned, right? One, which is Mulesoft is also providing 2 attempts for free once you complete the self-paced training, and the one that you mentioned, that you get access to the exam instructor-led training. Basically, when
Yes.
you attend meetups and yeah, emerge as a winner of the trivia quizzes which are there at the end. Apart from that, there is one more way which Topcoder has basically partnered with Mulesoft, and we are also offering trainings for free. You can check out the link for the Topcoder Mulesoft certification in association with Mulesoft. So you can
Oh,
check out the link in our post. Yeah.
great.
So
That's,
mhm.
yeah.
So apart from since we have like talked about how all these things like really work, about the exam, about the ways to learn MuleSoft, and how long does it take to learn MuleSoft, what are the prerequisites for it. So can we like summarize the entire 5 step journey? Like what would it be, like starting from the first step, what should you do, and then move on and basically get to that MuleSoft certified developer level.
Sure. So first thing is, you have to register for training platform. You should have an account in training.mulesoft.com. Okay, that is the very first step that you have to do. And upon registering, you can enroll for the free courses. So if you can see, so when I say free courses, I'm talking specifically about development courses, guys. So it's not about architect thing. But if you go into training.mulesoft.com, just try to explore the website, right? What are things and all are present. If you see on the left side in the menu, there is an option called self-placed free trainings. So in that, you can enroll for a course called Mulesoft Mulesoft Fundamentals. There are two courses actually for fundamentals. One is Mule 4 for Mule 3, guys. So people who are having Mule 3 experience, they can that is the training for them. And people who are just learning MuleSoft, right? For them directly it is MuleSoft fundamentals. And yeah, there are two. Again, there is a common question that people are asking: what is the difference between level 1 and level 1 Delta exam? So, guys, it's both holds the same position. Okay, the Delta exam is for the ones who has experience in Mule 3 and who got certified in Mule 3 as MuleSoft Developer certification. So those who have Mule 3 development certificate, I don't think now it is available or not, because it's been already 2 years. So people who has Mule 3 certification, For them, Mule level 1 Delta, they have very less questions, I think around 37 or something. So, and level 1, normal level 1 is for the newbies. Okay. So there is no difference, both holds the same. Any one of the certification is fine, but Delta you can write only if you hold a Mule 3 developer certification. So enroll, the second step is enroll for the free courses. Okay. Complete the modules. It's very important. Okay. Only if you see that 100% of completion is done, then only you will be awarded with the free attempts, or else you are not going to have a free attempt. So when I say complete the modules, please go through the videos. DIY exercises, do it yourself exercises are important, and it is very important for you. It's not for MuleSoft, it is important for you to do this hands-on practices. And there is a mock exam for each module, I guess. If you do this properly in an orderly manner, definitely I can say, even without using anyone's help or any other content help, you can crack the exam. Okay. And yeah, when it's come to what you have to revise, like what topics needs to be revised, just concentrate on few topics like error handling. That's where people get confused, because error handling is a tricky part. I think even in my Mulesoft-Techzone channel, I have made some set of rules for error handling, which help a lot of the, folks to understand the concept. So there are 3 set of rules which I have created on my own for
I
an
can
easy.
watch all that because I've actually gone through that video before my exam. So I can watch all that video. I mean, that was really, really helpful, Shravan. Yeah.
Because I think around 5 to 6 questions will be asked on error
Yeah,
handling part, which is
definitely.
very crucial for you. And yes, of course, batch job, for each, scatter gather, and some syntaxes, and
Mhm.
watermark concepts, data view, especially even data view is another big part here, and concept of API-led connectivity, about property files. And yeah, most of them are are covered in the from the modules itself, so you don't have to go beyond this self-paced training actually. If you complete the course, you can also check the sections in the training module when you attempt an exam, right? There are some sections, so you will definitely know what type of questions are being asked. Okay. And on an exam day, as I said already, please do read the instructions carefully. Okay. Keep your mind calm. Don't worry if you are failing in the first attempt, you have second attempt. So it's not something you are losing something in your life. So just keep calm. Only thing you have to worry about is internet, which is very important during this virtual world. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
So
definitely.
proper internet, and keep your mobile on silent, and I think they will ask you to throw this mobile somewhere else before them. So yes, don't try to do any kind of malpractices. You will get caught and you will be blocked forever. So that is the strict instruction I wanted to give. And yes, if these steps you are following, as I said, if you are working for 1 month sincerely, you will be a MuleSoft developer in 30 days.
That was great, Shravan. Like you how summarized these steps, how you can basically register, which is the first step, like register on the platform itself, complete your modules and trainings, enroll for the courses, complete your modules and trainings, and in every module, as you mentioned, that you have to watch there are videos. Then there is a DIY exercise that is for you. Uh, I mean, to get your hands dirty, right, into MuleSoft. Uh, and apart from that, there are MCQs in every. There is a short MCQ test at the end of every module. And one more thing that I wanted to say is at the when you complete all those modules, MuleSoft also gives you a mock exam, which is I guess 58 questions. So there is a mock exam that you should definitely attempt before giving your actual exam. So MuleSoft also provides you when you complete all the modules and your completion rate would be 100%. Then you can attempt that mock exam, which also has around. It's a 2-hour exam. It's exactly similar to uh, how your real exam would be, but there won't be any online proctoring here. But again, it's on you to I mean, how honest are you in giving that mock exam, right? So yeah, so if you give that mock exam, and if you have completed everything which Shravan has mentioned, I don't think anyone would face any problems in clearing the certification. And there's something that you can complete in 30 days, right? And it would open a world of opportunities for you. So that was a great answer from Shravan on how you can become a MuleSoft certified developer. Finally, since we want to summarize this meeting, and uh, finally, I would just want to hear from Shravan, any final word for the developers out there, people who are newbies, and they want to get into this Mulesoft world. How I mean, you have already told them how they can get there. Just any final words for them, final words of encouragement from your end.
Well, I say this to everyone. Okay, so one thing, guys, it's very clear. Without practice, you cannot achieve anything. It's pretty straightforward. There is no shortcut for this to achieve this, right? So, as I already said, dedicate 3 hours of your time daily. Try to solve the puzzles and questions that are posted on help.mulesoft.com. You know, try helping out others, whichever is the best way to learn, right? There are like many social media platforms, right? People keep on asking questions, try to resolve them. Okay, that's how I learned data view, for example. And don't hesitate to reach out to community. We have amazing Mulesoft ambassadors, mentors and leaders. And any questions, you can reach out them to them on LinkedIn. There is also a Telegram group that I am maintaining, which has like overall like more than 5,000 folks in the group who are helping each other. And the last thing is trust yourself, trust your confidence. Don't listen to any negative words which bring you down. So keep people say like they come to me and Shravan, they are saying like Java, that was one of your questions, right? Is Java required? This is a common question you have. So don't keep anything, even if Java is required, just try to learn it. Okay, it's good to learn. So don't keep any negativity in your mind when you're learning something. And once you have started, don't end it, don't give up in the middle. Okay. And one last suggestion, I keep on saying, practice, practice, practice. There is no shortcut other than having good practice.
Right. Thanks, Shravan, for that. Final words of encouragement for everyone out there. And one thing that you mentioned, once you started, don't give up, right? Because
Yeah.
a lot of times this happens, and it has happened to me as well, and it might have happened to you as well. Like when you are trying to learn something new, uh, so you get into something called a tutorial hell, that you start with something, and then let's say you want to learn some, let's say, full stack development, and then that person mentions some tech stack, and then you go and watch the video for that tech stack, and then that video something else is mentioned, and you just keep on opening new videos, and you don't actually complete anyone. So right. And also a lot of people actually just watch the videos. So again, the point that you mentioned, practice is really important. So I totally agree to that point. Do not get into the tutorial hell, guys. And do hands-on practice, and once you start it, please complete it. Don't leave things in between, right? And it's something that you can do. I mean, as Shravan mentioned, you can be a master at it. Like, you will not have sort of, let's say, the work experience in it, but you are you can say you are a certified Mulesoft developer at the end of 30 days, right? And then it can open a world of opportunities for you into this new domain, right?
And
Which is buzzing. Mhm.
errors are the best way to learn, guys. So if you're not getting error, you have to feel bad for that. When you have error, just imagine your coding part is going very smooth, right? And someone comes up to you saying like, Shravan, I got this error, how to resolve it? When I don't face that error, how can I help them, right? So don't feel, if don't feel bad if you are getting errors. That is a very common issue for beginners, but you keep learning from your errors. Okay, even in your life or in profession, so both are one and the same.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. You have to make mistakes to learn something new, right? If you don't mistakes, then probably you have never tried something new, right? That's a quote, I guess. When you try something new, then only you will make mistakes, right? So if you're starting on a new journey, you will make mistakes, but you will learn from it, right? Uh, and keep going, and you can be a Mulesoft developer in 30 days. So yeah, I'll put the link for the Topcoder's Mulesoft Certified Developer certification thing that you can enroll. And yeah, so that's all from our end then. Shravan, thank you so much for joining us in our today's episode. And we would have you guys joining us and discussing some other things in our episode 3 of Mulesoft, Talking Mulesoft episode 3. So thank you so much, Shravan, for coming and joining us in episode 2. Thanks again.
Thanks.
And we'll see you guys in episode 3. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.